And we are coming on the air tonight with a pause in place for now to avoid what could have been a massive trade war kicking in at midnight. Instead, a last-minute scramble with just hours before the deadline. I want to show you President Trump in the Oval Office today. It comes as he's giving both Mexico and Canada
Folks, this script is absolutely thrilling. Just when America thought it could bully others into submission, as it has for the last century, it unexpectedly kicked a steel plate. The Trump administration wielded its tariff club, launching a massive trade war, expecting to catch us off guard. And the result? The East not only calmly weathered every blow, but also countered with several king bombs, leaving the White House spinning and showing the world a spectacular reversal of roles. From initial bluffs to later frustration, Trump was likely bewildered. How did a follower in his eyes suddenly transform into a top-tier opponent capable of close combat and delivering fatal blows? Today, let's review this breathtaking showdown and see how the East transitioned step by step from defense and counterattack to comprehensive suppression. The conflict was ignited in a familiar field: soybeans. America wanted to use its Farm Belt voters to pressure us into buying at high prices. But they forgot a chapter from our history books: enduring hardship for future victory. With a single directive, the Ministry of Agriculture initiated a soybean meal reduction plan. We began industrially synthesizing amino acids while planting our own soybeans in Brazil and Argentina. By 2025, we won't need a single American bean. This first move struck directly at Trump's voter base, leaving his fervent supporters fuming over their rotting crops. But if soybeans were just the appetizer, the ensuing clash in the tech sector was the main course. A dish so spicy it brought tears to their eyes. Faced with America's relentless siege on our chip industry, the East chose not to engage in a head-on collision. Instead, it delivered a brilliant combination of punches, perfectly embodying the principle: use their own spear to pierce their own shield. The first king bomb: rare earth export controls. This wasn't just a simple export limit. The East invoked America's own favorite tool, long-arm jurisdiction, a classic case of using magic to defeat magic. The new regulations stipulate that any foreign entity using Chinese rare earth technology, software, or equipment to produce goods for re-export must get our approval. What does this mean? It means when ASML builds lithography machines and TSMC uses them to make American chips, they have to ask for our permission first. Suddenly, two of the world's top tech companies have a new dad to answer to. Surprise! If the rare earth card was somewhat expected, the second king bomb was an earth-shattering move that struck where no one anticipated. The Ministry of Commerce announced export controls on artificial diamond micropowder. Many were confused. What do diamonds have to do with chips? Well, everything. When the billions of transistors in a chip are powered on, they generate immense heat. Artificial diamond micropowder's thermal conductivity is 13 times that of silicon, making it the only miracle coolant that can keep chip temperatures within safe limits. And here's the killer part: the vast majority of the world's industrial-grade artificial diamonds are produced in China, with the largest production base located in a small county of just 750,000 people in Hunan Province, Zhejiang County. This blow was more precise and more lethal than the rare earth restrictions, directly choking the throat of America's high-end manufacturing. You think that's it? The best part is yet to come. In Europe, another drama was unfolding simultaneously. The Dutch government, in coordination with the U.S., openly robbed the shares of the major chip company Nexperia, held by China's Wingtech. They thought that by seizing the equity, they controlled the company. However, they soon discovered that what they had acquired was merely an empty shell. Because 80% of Nexperia's chip production capacity is not in the Netherlands, but in a massive factory in Dongguan, China. China's countermove was swift. It banned Nexperia from importing chips from China. Now, the Dutch were completely dumbfounded. So what if you have the shares? I control the production. Without chip exports from the Dongguan factory, Nexperia can't ship products. It's an empty shell that can't produce a thing. This was a perfect modern rendition of The Farmer and the Snake. They tried to backstab us, only to find they'd stuck their knife into a live socket on the seas. The game was just as intense. The U.S. wanted to sanction our shipbuilding industry by imposing special port fees on our vessels. They thought since they don't build commercial ships, we couldn't retaliate in kind. Once again, they underestimated our resolve and ingenuity. We not only levied reciprocal fees, but also expanded the scope to all ships with American capital or flying the U.S. flag. And while we were at it, we dragged Japan and South Korea, who were hoping to profit from the conflict, into the fray, directly sanctioning the South Korean Hanwha Group for assisting the U.S. investigation. After this series of moves, Trump couldn't sit still. He broke precedent and posted a rambling, 1,000-word tirade late at night, threatening even more tariffs. But everyone could see it was a sign of desperation. The cards left in his hand were either ineffective ones he'd already played or self-destructive moves that would kill 1,000 enemies at the cost of 10,000 of his own, like kicking us out of SWIFT or defaulting on our U.S. debt, which would detonate the very foundation of dollar hegemony. But what's even more amusing is Trump's personal reaction. One night he was reportedly furious, vowing to cancel meetings, but the next morning he did a 180-degree turn, claiming he was just in a bad mood and spoke out of anger. A Bloomberg commentary hit the nail on the head. As the East fiercely counterattacks, Trump's transactional diplomacy is becoming exceptionally fragile. His maximum pressure tactic looks utterly ridiculous in the face of absolute strength and unwavering strategy that as the trade war unfolds to this day. The situation has become crystal clear. The reversal of roles means that the panda, once a passive respondent constantly on the defensive, now holds the initiative, calmly playing one unbeatable card after another. This is no longer a simple trade dispute. It is a battle for national destiny, a protracted war for technological self-reliance and national rejuvenation. In 1955, a great leader once said that our goal was to catch up with and surpass America, perhaps in 75 years. Coincidentally, 75 years, or 15 five-year plans, brings us right to the period between 2025 and 2030. The time has come. We are not provoking anyone. We are simply reclaiming the position that rightfully belongs to us. If you want to talk, our door is open. If you want to fight, we will be there to the end. This era will ultimately witness the arrival of a new world order. That if you found this video interesting, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. See you next time.